Become a man worth following. Not a man who talks loud. Not a man who posts quotes. Not a man who needs to be seen. A man worth following. Son, I want you to understand something early before the world confuses you. Men do not follow words. Men follow strength. Men follow stability. Men follow proof. They follow the man whose presence calms the room. They follow the man whose life has order. They follow the man who carries weight without complaining. A man worth following is not built by confidence. He is built by standards, and standards are paid for in private. I have seen men who wanted to be leaders. They loved the idea. They loved the respect. They loved being called strong, but they could not lead a single day of their own life. They woke up late. They broke promises to themselves. They avoided hard conversations. They chased comfort like an addiction. Then they wondered why nobody respected them. Respect is not requested. It is earned, and it is earned the same way every time, by doing what most men refuse to do. Listen to me, son. If you want to be a man worth following, you must become a man who can be counted on. Not once, not when it is convenient, not when you feel inspired. Counted on when you are tired. Counted on when you are angry. Counted on when your ego is bruised. Counted on when everything goes wrong. Anyone can act strong when life is easy. The measure of a man is what he does when life puts pressure on his chest. When pressure arrives, most men leak. They leak excuses. They leak emotion. They leak blame. They leak panic. That is why their families do not feel safe. That is why their brothers do not trust them. That is why their life stays small. You are not here to be small. You are here to become a pillar. A pillar does not move when the wind changes. A pillar holds. So let me speak to you the way a father speaks to a son, not with soft words, but with truth. Your word must become heavy. Right now, you might think your word is just a sentence. It is not. Your word is your spine. If you say you will do something and you do not do it, you are training weakness. You are teaching yourself that your own commands mean nothing. And if your commands mean nothing to you, they will mean nothing to anyone else. A man worth following does not speak often, but when he speaks, it is real. He does not promise what he cannot deliver. He does not exaggerate. He does not perform. He does not say yes to make people like him. He says yes when he means yes, and he says no when it must be no. Most men ruin their life with small lies, not lies to others, lies to themselves. I will start tomorrow. I will train later. I will stop when I want. I will focus after this. I will change when life calms down. Those are not plans. Those are sedatives. Son, stop sedating yourself with future talk. If you want to be worth following, your word must match your behavior. Even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. Because a man's integrity is not tested when it is easy to be honest. It is tested when honesty will cost him comfort, approval, or convenience. Now hear me. Being worth following is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. Consistency is what separates the man who builds from the man who drifts. Drifting is easy. Building is hard. Drifting feels like freedom for a while, then it becomes a cage. Because the longer you drift, the more your life fills with unfinished things, unfinished goals, unfinished skills, unfinished responsibilities, unfinished apologies. A man with a life full of unfinished things becomes restless. He becomes irritated. He becomes defensive. Because deep down he knows he is not handling what he should handle. That is why he avoids silence. Silence reminds him. So he distracts himself. He consumes. He stays busy. Busy is not strong. Busy is often just fear wearing a mask. A man worth following is not busy. He is directed. He knows what matters. He builds his day like a fortress. He decides what gets in and what stays out. And he does not let random noise command his life. Son, you must become disciplined, not as a hobby, not as a phase, as a foundation. Discipline is how you prove to yourself that you are in control. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. If you want to be followed, you must be reliable. Reliability is rare. Most men are emotional weather. They are strong when they feel strong. They are disciplined when they feel disciplined. They are calm when life is calm. That is not strength. That is dependency. Strength is being steady when you do not feel steady. Strength is doing the work anyway. So train that. Train when you do not want to. Work when you do not want to. Hold your tongue when you want to explode. Stay calm when you want to panic. That is how you become a man with presence. And presence is leadership without words. Now, let us talk about competence. Son, do not confuse confidence with competence. Confidence without competence is noise. It is a man trying to convince the world because he cannot convince himself. Competence is quiet. Competence does not need to announce itself. It shows up in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you handle problems, the way you carry pressure. A man worth following is useful. He can fix things, he can build things, he can learn things. When something breaks, he does not freeze, he does not blame, he does not ask for rescue. He assesses, he adapts, he executes. That is why men respect him. Because in a crisis, usefulness is life. If you want to be worth following, you must master something. Not because it is trendy, not because it looks good, because mastery builds backbone. Mastery teaches patience. Mastery teaches humility. Because when you start learning a craft, you realize you are not special. You are a beginner, and that is good. It crushes your ego and replaces it with skill. And the world is full of men with big opinions and empty hands. Do not become that. Become a man with hands that can produce. A man who can create value. A man who can carry responsibility. A man who can be trusted with real things. This is why you train your body too. Your body is not decoration. Your body is your armor. A weak body teaches a weak mind. A strong body teaches the mind to endure. When you lift, you learn to breathe under strain. When you run, you learn to keep moving when it hurts. When you carry weight, you learn that discomfort does not kill you. It forges you. Son, life will put weight on you. Bills, work, marriage, fatherhood, loss, pressure, conflict. If you never train weight, you will collapse under it. So, train, not for vanity, for readiness. Readiness is respect. Readiness is safety. Now I want to speak to you about calm. A man worth following is calm under pressure. Not calm because he is numb. Calm because he is in command. Command of breath. Command of voice. Command of decisions. When something goes wrong, he becomes more still, not more chaotic, because chaos spreads. If you panic, everyone around you panics. If you explode, everyone around you becomes unstable. If you complain, you infect the room with weakness. But if you stay calm, you become the center. You become the anchor, and people follow anchors. Son, calm is not passive. Calm is strength with restraint. It is controlled aggression. It is the ability to feel heat in your chest and still choose the right action. That is what separates a warrior from a brute. Now, listen. If you want to be worth following, you must be willing to carry what other men avoid. Most men avoid responsibility. They avoid accountability. They avoid making decisions. They want the benefits without the burden. A man worth following accepts burden. He does not wait for someone else to fix it. He steps forward. That does not mean he controls everything. It means he owns his part fully. If he fails, he admits it. If he is wrong, he corrects it. If he hurts someone, he makes it right. Son, the world respects the man who can say 3 words, "I was wrong." Most men would rather defend their ego than defend the truth. That is why they stay immature. A man worth following is humble before truth, not humble before people's opinions, humble before what is real. He does not bend to pressure, he bends to truth. He updates himself, he sharpens himself. He does not cling to a mistake just because he already made it. That is strength. Now, let me warn you about something. You will be tempted to chase admiration. You will want to be seen. You will want people to clap. That hunger makes men dangerous in the wrong way. It makes them perform instead of build. It makes them talk instead of execute. It makes them chase approval instead of mastery. Son, do not chase admiration. Chase standards. Because admiration is fickle. Standards are solid. Admiration can be taken away. Standards stay with you. A man worth following does not need to be loud. He does not need to dominate conversations. He does not need to win every argument. He is secure. He chooses his battles. He speaks when it matters. He is silent when words are unnecessary. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Now listen carefully. You become worth following by how you treat people who cannot give you anything back. That is where your character is exposed. How you treat your mother, how you treat your wife, how you treat your children, how you treat the weak, how you treat the man who made a mistake. A weak man is kind only when it benefits him. A strong man is just. Justice is not cruelty. Justice is truth with structure. A man worth following corrects with firmness and care. He does not humiliate. He does not gossip. He does not tear down to feel tall. He builds. Because a real leader multiplies strength. He does not drain it. Son, you must understand leadership is service, not service as in being a doormat. Service as in being the first to carry the load, the first to show up, the first to do the hard thing, the first to take the hit. That is what makes men follow you. Not because you demand it, because you earned it. When men see you endure pain without drama, they respect you. When they see you do the hard work without complaining, they respect you. When they see you keep your word, when it costs you, they respect you. Respect follows proof. Now I want to talk about temptation, because it will try to take you out quietly. The world will offer you easy pleasure. Easy pleasure is not rest. It is a trap. It is a chain. Food that makes you soft. Lust that makes you weak. Comfort that makes you lazy. Distraction that makes you scattered. Men lose their leadership in private long before they lose it in public. They lose it at night. They lose it in the moments when nobody is watching. They trade their future for relief. Then they wake up with a heavy mind and call it stress. No, that is the weight of compromise. Son, if you want to be worth following, live clean, not perfect. Clean. Do not let your life be full of secret weaknesses, because secret weaknesses become public collapse. A man cannot lead while hiding. He becomes double-minded. He becomes unstable. He becomes ashamed, and shame makes men small. Clean living builds a clean mind. A clean mind is calm. A calm man is powerful. Now look at me. I am going to tell you something that might hurt, but it will save you years. You do not become worth following by trying to look like a leader. You become worth following by becoming a man who can handle responsibility. So start taking responsibility now. Start with your room. Start with your body. Start with your time. Start with your money. Start with your promises. Treat small duties like they matter, because small duties are training for big duties. If you cannot keep your space in order, you will not keep a family in order. If you cannot manage your appetite, you will not manage your anger. If you cannot manage your time, you will not build a mission. If you cannot manage your money, you will not build security. If you cannot control yourself, you will not protect anyone. This is not about being harsh. This is about being real. You say you want to lead. Good. Then become the kind of man who makes the people around him safer. Not by talking, by being. When you walk into a room, do people feel stability, or do they feel tension? Do they feel calm, or do they feel chaos? Do they feel protected, or do they feel like they have to manage you? A man worth following does not need to be managed. He manages himself. That is the whole point, son. Leadership begins with self-control. Self-control over mouth. Self-control over mood. Self-control over impulse. Self-control over ego. A man with no self-control is a child with strength, and a child with strength is dangerous. So you train restraint, you train patience, you train temperance, not to become weak, to become controlled, because controlled strength is the highest form of masculinity. Any fool can swing. A disciplined man can hold back. Now let me bring this home. One day you might have a wife. One day you might have children. They will not care about your speeches. They will care about your presence. They will care if you are steady. They will care if you are safe. They will care if you are consistent. Your children will become what you are, not what you say. So if you want to be a man worth following, become a man worth imitating. That is the highest standard. A man worth following is a man whose life teaches without words. A man whose routine creates respect. A man whose boundaries create order. A man whose discipline creates security. A man whose calm creates peace. A man whose courage creates direction. And son, courage is not loud. Courage is doing the right thing when you are afraid. Courage is standing firm when you are alone. Courage is speaking truth when it costs you. Courage is accepting pain without becoming bitter. Bitterness is weakness disguised as wisdom. Do not become bitter. Become better. Now I will finish this the way a father finishes a lecture, not with comfort, with a command. Decide who you will be. Do not wait to feel ready. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for someone to save you. You build yourself, brick by brick, rep by rep, hour by hour. You keep your word. You train your body. You sharpen your mind. You control your appetites. You clean up your life. You carry responsibility. You stay calm under pressure. You serve with strength. You lead by example. And over time, something happens. People start to feel it. They feel your stability. They feel your standards. They feel your competence. They feel your peace. And they will follow without you asking. Because men follow what they respect. Become a man worth following. Not for ego, for duty, for legacy, for the men who will come after you, for the family that will carry your name, for the world that needs strong men again. Now, go earn it.